You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show.
I was waiting for music.
Silence. There we go.
Say thank you. Yeah, that's right. Just a couple seconds late, but that's okay. What you know about the Lou? Audience watching us on AfterBuzz or listening on iTunes, welcome to the Monday Night Raw After Show. Raw came to us straight from St. Louis tonight. We come to you from Los Angeles. Jonny Loquasto here. We have a squadron tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Whether you're watching live, listening the next day, listen the day after, or you live in London like Kathy's future husband, which we're going to get to. We got a squad tonight. Next to me, we have in a dashing red dress, a spiked wrist.
Red dress? That's a black
not
dress.
Red.
I don't,
okay.
You're colorblind, dude.
Colorblind tonight, really bad. A dashing black dress with a bracelet that's spiked.
Don't drive with Johnny.
Yeah, just in case.
These are the spikes from Dale's blazer the other week.
Wow.
And I'm hoping that I don't have a wardrobe malfunction like what Brutus did.
That was one of the worst.
Some great boobage.
We're gonna get a meme from that tonight for sure.
Yeah, is there an anti-TiVoing? If Janet Jackson was the most TiVoed moment, what's the opposite of that?
Can we have an X over that?
Delete it!
Both covered eyes.
Over that single left boob. Next to me, none other than Cathy, ready to go on a date in London with @NickAFC_10 Kelley.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
He's going to lose it when he listens to this tomorrow.
There's a shout out.
There's a time difference in London. Did you know that? It's like a 45 minutes or something. I don't know.
There.
Yep.
Yeah.
They have accents. They're 45 minutes ahead of us, I believe.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's like living in the future.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he listens the next day, and he really wants to go on a date with Cathy, and I'm trying to make that happen. And I'll be damned if I won't let it happen. So I'm going to talk
Who's
about
paying
it.
for airfare?
Do you have to fly out to London, or is he
that
coming
like,
here?
The guy should pay for everything on the
He
plane.
might fly
Agreed.
you out. He might have
He
money.
should fly you out.
Yeah, he may have money. Like maybe he's like a well-known rugby/soccer player.
If he's worth anything, he'll fly you out there.
Right?
Right? Yeah.
Maybe he owns a pub and he'll fly you out.
A boob.
A pub. He owns a pub. I don't know. Let us know, Nick. And across from me, once again, the fashionista. I don't want to say nista. That sounds female. The fashion knight
Fashionista.
of the show.
Fashionista.
He is #vest for business, wearing a hoodie/vest/jacket, purple tie, checkered yellow and black. You are making the colors clash in a perfect way. Dale Rutledge at The Walking Dale.
You're welcome, Johnny.
You saw colors that time. I don't get it.
Yeah, he can't see red. That's red and black, very confusing.
I was able to get those
Lilac
colors,
and
yeah.
yellow. You were dead on.
The basic color scheme I can't see, but that perfectly. Now this guy next to you, we haven't seen him in a while. I don't know what shirt he's wearing because it is red.
Yes.
He is the Fuhrer.
The Fuhrer.
Of the NXT After Show and AfterBuzz, the second best show on AfterBuzz TV, none other than Ryan Morrill's Clum.
Yes.
I'm back. Welcome back, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Of course, we do. That seat is open. Oh, actually, before we get to the seat opening, we have a very special guest. Straight from out of state, I believe the Chicago area.
Yes, Chicago area.
Now, she has a first and last name, but when you're a super heroine like she is, you just go by Mama K.
You saying I'm on heroin?
Yes, you are. She is the scientist with. That was the smallest applause break of all time.
Hey, she's more clapping, guys.
Yeah, come on now. She's the scientist with the mostest. Mama K. Cathy Kelley's mom. Now, what would you think about Cathy flying to London just to go on a date?
Well, it does depend on who's paying. If it's my frequent flyer miles, nuh-uh.
Not worth it.
Unless I know the guy and approve.
Right. Well, you can go on Twitter and check him out.
He should start following you on Twitter if he wants to get on your good side.
He could be my 16th follower.
Yes. There you
go. Nick, get with it, buddy. Get your act together. Follow Mama K right now, and I think I can make this happen for you. Don't mess it up.
Yeah.
All right. So the reason that seat is open for you, Clum, is because the reigning and defending AfterShow, AfterBuzz predictions champion, Josh Padgett, is not here, but I believe on the Titantron, we're actually going to show, I believe he has a video for us.
Is that a Titantron or a Buzzatron?
We're calling it the Buzzatron.
The Titantron, I think, is already
a little bigger.
Panasonic.
Yeah, is owned by somebody
I'd like to
else.
take this opportunity
Oh my God, are you serious?
to talk about myself,
Genius.
to talk about the World Predictions Championship, and to talk about all the global exposure that we get right here at AfterBuzz TV.
He's exposing his
You
globe.
people out there,
He needs to hold a mic better.
greatest wrestling fans in the world, deserve an opportunity
Pinky
to
out.
see the best.
Because he's classy.
And at AfterBuzz TV, you're seeing the best wrestling recap shows the internet has to offer.
That's true, guys.
obviously,
I looked it up.
Let's put 2 and 2 together.
4.
If I'm the World Predictions Champion
Is this over yet?
and I represent AfterBuzz TV,
I hope it's
then I gotta be the best of them all.
I hope it's 90 minutes long.
That's just cut and dried. I'm the best. Whether you like it or not, you're looking at the best wrestling host,
Oh, wow. Jesus.
the best looking man,
Well,
the best dressed man,
can't argue that.
I would
long limousines,
question all of
jet
these things.
airplanes,
Not afraid to-
custom made clothes.
Okay. Men's
And
Warehouse.
any woman in the world I want.
Wow.
Just like that.
Oh, my God.
You know why?
Everything.
Woo! Because my name's Showtime Josh Padgett, and I'm the World Predictions Champion. So you see, Christian Rosenberg, you can't stand the fact that I've been doing this for 1 year and blew right by you, huh?
Who hasn't? let's be
Ryan
honest.
Clum, walking around with that beard and ponytail. Why don't you get a haircut and be a real man? Huh?
What?
Jonny Loquasto,
Don't you dare.
Rome Moore, Tom Connolly. Y'all playing catch-up ball
Okay.
to Showtime.
Wow.
I think
I don't care
next time I
where
get
you
into the
are in
ring,
life,
there's going to be some footage
Or
shot.
where you think you rank at AfterBuzz
Okay,
TV.
everyone just loves Dale.
If you're not carrying the big gold, you're second best no matter what you tell yourself. So gear up, ladies and gentlemen. Get used to it. In Showtime, Josh Padgett. Woo! You are looking at the man. Woo!
It looked like someone was holding a gun to the back of his head during the whole promo, like, don't move, stay still, stay still. That was well done.
I have to say, I think that title's going to his head.
Maybe.
Just a little bit.
I like the fact that he dressed up. I mean, you got a tie on, but some of the rest of you guys don't dress up like that.
No. See, we like to keep it casual here.
Lawler should take notes, though,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from that promo.
Jerry needs to go back to wearing his ring gear. The
He looked-
crown and
the day that he lost his luggage is the day that he looked the best. He had a WWE polo on
Right.
and looked like he had showered. So
I think I just decided I'm going to start going straight heel and just Ed Hardy every week. How would that go?
That would go about 7 years ago.
Damn it.
That's how that would go.
All right, let's get to Raw, everybody. We start off with the showstopper. Speaking of Showtime, Shawn Michaels comes down to the ring, once again dressed in his gear. In his
Hunting gear.
In his hunting gear.
Hunting gear.
Just looks like he just dropped his BB gun right backstage, runs down to the ring.
Listen, he has hobbies, okay?
He does. No, it's great. Hell, he hosts a show. On
not tying his boots.
yeah, he likes to keep it comfy with the boots. He's a risk taker.
Well, that's HB Shizzle, dog.
Yeah, HB Shizzle. The fans voted him in to be the referee at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view for the WWE title. Of course, he was also in the very first Hell in a Cell, Ryan Clum.
absolutely against the Undertaker, I believe, right?
97, yep.
16 years
97.
ago.
Yeah, that was wasn't the bump onto the table that ended what we thought ended his career for several years.
Lord knows.
It was that match, I think, where he was injured.
I mean, with any back injury like he had, it's a long time coming out. I think it's not necessarily one thing that does it, but there's certainly that set it off.
Yeah, I think that was the major, like when he fell off the cage into that and took that bump. I think that's what spiraled everything out of control. when he was out for years. We never thought he'd be back. But
I couldn't believe it.
I was amazed when he came back, and then they had the thing with Triple H where like Triple H sent him into the car window, and like there was that security footage. I'm like, is he really gonna like how is he
came
doing
back for
this?
one match, and it ended up being like a 7-8 year run, something like that.
Unbelievable. So we talk about Cena being Superman. I think Shawn Michaels is right there.
There's rumors he might. I'm hearing rumors he may be coming back to wrestle again.
Oh, get out of here!
Yeah, I just the other day was starting to hear that possibly WrestleMania maybe he might. Yeah, it's a possibility.
The only way he should come back is if he comes back to have one last match with Triple H. Because I think if he's going to have a final match, I think that would be a very...
I agree.
Unless he comes in, tears the house down, and he can still go. And they're like, okay, let's go another 7 years.
Look, you know he can still...
Goldust is going at 40. Is going at 44.
How old Shawn Michaels?
Can't be that much older, right? 40.
I would guess 47.
Look,
47.
Shawn Michaels can probably still go when he's 55. I mean,
absolutely.
And plus, he's had how much time off now? Has it been a year and a half, 2 years? I mean,
more than that.
A couple months to get back in ring shape.
At least like 3, I think, at this point.
He is 48.
Okay.
I've been wrestling now 2 years, and he was retired when I started.
So there you go. I mean, he's had the time off, and it's those guys they love it. When it comes down to it, and
Ric Flair is still wrestling if people let him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I just know he was very adamant.
Dusty was supposed to be in a match at this last pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and they didn't let him, and he's 70.
I was gonna say I think Dusty's wrestling days are probably
Dusty's.
He dropped that elbow. That's all we really need.
That's all
we got the bionic elbow.
Yeah, that's all you need. But yeah, Shawn Michaels. It would not shock me at all to see him at WrestleMania, and that would be great.
Be awesome.
He's just been very adamant about being retired, though. That's all I ever hear. Is like I don't want to.
WrestleMania 30.
I get it. I would like it.
You can pull it.
And one match is different than coming back to wrestle, though. I think that's a different.
And Michaels doesn't have to be dangerous to make his matches great if he doesn't want to.
The fact is, I mean, Shawn Michaels could probably come back and have another several-year run and be as good in the ring as anybody else. I mean, I'm sure he could if he wanted to.
He could just totally change his gear.
I'd love to see it. Yeah,
wrestling jeans and boots and a camo hoodie.
That's basically a mesh of everything John Cena has worn at different times.
Minus the hunting boots. If Cena comes down, maybe at Hell in a Cell.
You never know.
We'll see a new Cena, pink hunting boots. That would be fantastic. So Michael says he trained Daniel Bryan, and he likes Daniel Bryan. Doesn't like Randy Orton, but Triple H is his best friend. So what's going to happen when he's a special guest referee standing in between those two men? Well, we don't find out because Randy Orton, his music hits, he comes down to the ring. St. Louis's own. We're wondering what's going to happen here. Is he going to, talk nicely about the St. Louis crowd? Is he going to talk nicely about the people? Well, he let us know really quick that he said, St. Louis is a fine town, but the people of St. Louis are less than intelligent. What's the word he used, Kathy?
I was not paying attention. I'm in chat roll.
God, it's a one-word answer, Kathy. Mama K, what's the word he described the people of St. Louis as?
Oopidstay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a scientist, Kathy, to know what he called the people of St. Louis. He called them stupid.
Or does it?
Not very nice.
Actually, it did take a scientist to know that.
Yeah. Not a rocket scientist, though.
Yeah. Are you doing that well in chat roll that you can't listen to what we're saying?
Okay. Every time I'm in chat roll now, I have to keep on clicking X because people private message me and I can't.
You may need just to be banned from chat roll.
I might have to.
Can you not just block private messages or what?
You can't, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I can never read chat.
Then you should probably be in there anonymously so nobody knows it's you.
I have an idea. Can we start a new segment?
Stop sending our messages.
No, don't. Here's my idea for a new segment every week. We read the creepiest private messages sent to Cathy Kelley.
Oh, no, don't.
That'll stop him from doing it. That'll stop it. You embarrass somebody, it'll stop them from doing it.
Honestly, I feel like that would provoke a lot of people to say things that
people are going to try to be the creepiest.
Either way, that's good airtime.
And I do not want people to be saying naughty things about my daughter that I might hear.
This is probably the wrong show for me to have this idea.
Mrs. Cupcake.
Mama K.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And she watches every week.
I do.
All right. Do you like us? It's a fun show, right?
She likes some of the people on the panel.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
Compliments are always best when you pull them out of people.
Yeah, exactly.
The last one I couldn't see, I could only hear.
Okay.
And that was traumatic.
Because of?
Because I kept clicking buttons.
You couldn't actually watch us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Well, she looked fine, just so you know.
Thank you.
How
about you? What
she just looked just fine.
Too?
I looked all right.
Okay.
I forget what I wore last night and actually this afternoon. So, but anyway, you keep on top of chat roll. Let us know what's going on. We're going to talk about Raw. I'm going to try to get you involved, so keep in mind I will be asking you questions.
Oh, okay.
So try not to go 0 for 2.
Just preface them with her name.
Multitask.
Yeah, I did
now.
preface it with, well, I kind of did. You're right, I did not. Randy Orton calls the people in St. Louis stupid. Then, who comes down but The Miz? As you remember, he has unsettled business with Orton going back to when Raw was in Cleveland, and Orton completely demolished The Miz in front of his crying mom and his apathetic father, who had no reaction whatsoever to his son getting beat up in Cleveland. So I was waiting for this. We talked about this last week, unfortunately.
But by the way, when I was talking to my dad about that, and he was going, I hope the parents knew that was going to go on. And I was like, I don't think they would. It would have been a bad reaction. He's like, you better never do anything like that to your mother and me.
Which makes you want to surprise them all the more.
Of course, absolutely. Yeah, my parents don't like stuff like that. So
invite him to the show and just get the holy tar beat out of you.
They made my mom sing Happy Birthday, I think, or say something.
She seemed fine during the show.
She didn't want to do. She was very embarrassed to when they stuck the microphone in her face, so she doesn't like stuff like that.
Where do your parents live?
They just moved to Arizona from Massachusetts.
Okay, so we gotta get them out to a show in Arizona.
Yeah, easier for mom than dad, but yeah.
I think you should bring them here, and they could be.
They were just here.
But here on the couch, couch.
I told his mom to come, and
yeah,
she did not.
We should put them on the couch, and we'll have a big battle
royal. We'll coordinate mamas at the same time.
We'll work on it. Okay.
Our systems detect that a host has wandered off the subject.
For God's sake, really?
Please return at once.
Yeah. I was surprised he didn't get that earlier.
It's
been like 20 minutes of anything but Raw.
No, we're talking about Raw.
We've had about 30 seconds of Raw talk.
Yeah, when family's here, come on, let's go. All right, so like I said, The Miz comes down, unsettled business with Orton going back to Cleveland. Miz actually gets an impromptu match, Miz versus Orton. Thoughts on this match, gang?
I wanted to say I love when Orton cut his whole promo, and then HBK was like, "Oh snap! I wasn't even listening." That was like such a good comeback to Orton just droning on.
You guys should remember that phrase. You might need it sometime.
Honestly, I feel like Orton on the mic just less is more.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which is a shame because after so many years, you would think he would be able to do more.
It's always been his weak spot.
Well,
it's never been his strength. Yeah, it has been his interviews.
He can only
They're not terrible.
No, he can just emote that one angry, seething, sort of growly thing. Yeah, and that's kind of
He's very good at that.
He's good at that. So I agree with you. The less is more on that particular.
Like what he did later in the show. When he went back to the trainer's room, that was creepy.
That was really creepy.
That was disturbing. But so we have an impromptu match: Miz versus Orton, first match of the evening. Miz actually getting a lot of offense in this match.
Yeah, he was in control from the top. Kind of went on for a bit. I love when he does that stomping bit. I think we've talked about it before. But he stomps on the hands and on the ankles.
Oh, Orton?
Yeah.
That's a cool signature move.
Something about that was very old school.
Yeah, I like that too. Yeah.
From a biological perspective, it's not a very nice thing to do.
No.
But very effective.
Yeah, very effective. You stomp on a man's hands. Yeah, that's half of the battle.
They don't want to get back up.
No, they certainly don't.
No.
Speaking of old school, Miz is about to lock in the figure 4 on Randy Orton, and all of a sudden, what happens? The lights go out. We're here. Wyatt family all of a sudden sitting ringside.
Yeah.
Ray is sitting
about creepy
in the patent rocket.
Yeah, seriously, very creepy. They have an obsession with the Miz. It seems
they seem to have an obsession with a group of superstars lately.
Yeah, the Miz just started, right? They were on Miz TV? Was it a week ago, or I forgot what show it was on? I think it was SmackDown.
But according to reports, Bray Wyatt has been injured, and they didn't want to use him tonight, other than in that little short segment because his calf is very severely bruised.
Yeah.
From the pay-per-view?
No,
it was a house show
on Saturday.
Yeah, he left on Saturday on crutches.
Oh, it just happened.
Yeah, this weekend.
Yeah.
Luckily, it wasn't his rocking chair leg.
Yeah, they thought it was his knee at first, but it was a deep calf bruise, I think.
Okay. Well, luckily, when you're in a rocking chair, I believe, as Mama Kay could tell you, is it
Are you suggesting I'm geriatric and need rocking chairs?
No, but you're you work in science, and so therefore, physics are involved with a rocking chair. You don't necessarily need a lot of force to get that rocking chair moving.
That's true.
Is it? What am I looking for? Inertia? Is that the word I'm looking for?
Yeah, that'll work.
Bam. How about that, guys?
Now who's scientific?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, so Wyatt family sitting ringside. Of course, that's a big distraction for The Miz. Orton gets the W. But then after that, we're not done with the Wyatt family. Bray Wyatt gets on that mic and he says, Miz represents everything I loathe in this world, man. I do not want to see you suffer. I'm just going to put you down. follow. Come on, guys. Come on.
The buzzards. His promo, I think he has the most interesting promos of anybody right now. They're just so different.
They're so well thought out.
They're so well thought out, so different. They have meaning. I love them.
Every single one of them just has... There's a backstory to almost every single thing he says. Almost to every sentence he says. Yep. There's not only a backstory, but there's like almost, I don't want to say a hidden meaning, but there's...
You could probably ask him the backstory of certain things, and he's probably got them all built up in his head. You know, characters that are under him and everything, I'm sure.
I mean, he's done so much research into these old
horror films,
especially
thrillers.
Like Japanese horror films, right? Something like that. But
I know Cape Fear was a very big one that he he's based off of. But there's a lot of different ones.
It's clearly
that's a great point because, you know, I'd say of all the characters in WWE right now, he's the one guy that's as close to like a character actor as you can get to where like
something
like you're leading a movie, you're supposed to like create a backstory on the character, so and that's what he's done. Like he has going all the way back to childhood, I think.
I'm sure,
and you see it.
It's interesting though. You know, I don't watch Main Event, and I couldn't figure out NXT for a long time. But
you mean as far as finding it online?
As I just couldn't find it.
No one's mad at you, dude.
Okay, but when it comes to ring time. Since they've debuted, he's had very little time in the ring on Raw and SmackDown. I mean, most of his time is spent doing the promos.
Yeah,
so it's interesting to see somebody build who can move well in the ring.
Right.
Like, it's not like he's working on his in-ring craft. I feel like it's very interesting for them to take this approach and just have him be this strong character. And they're like, you know what? We don't need you in the ring to do this. Just come out and spook people.
Yeah, because you've got the Wyatt family, which is almost spookier right now, having this guy with these two just monsters that do his bidding.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, you look at all the guys that become superstars over the years, almost all of them have microphone skills. And if you have mic skills, that is more than half the battle a lot of times.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'd like to see them do? And I had actually thought of this for... a local wrestler, but think of doing like a Manson family thing before this happened. Guy named Fern Owens, and I was pitching to him. I'd like to see them get a couple girls on around Bray too that would fawn over him, be kind of like like Manson's girls.
Oh,
you know,
God,
just these people are fawning over, protecting him.
AJ's next boyfriend.
Yeah, like if anybody tries to get on top of Bray, you have these girls just. Cover him with their bodies so that you know protect them. Like these just people are so free, whacked out.
Is that your own fantasy, or you? Think
no, I mean no. This is just it's very like Manson family. You know.
So you're saying basically we need a new hoe train.
Yeah, but I mean, dude, get some girls. They're not wearing makeup and just in ratty clothing. You know, just these girls out of the swamp. It would work with the gimmick. Well, I mean, they're kind of a swamp cult. They're out of the swamps of Florida, right?
Louisiana, Florida.
Yeah, I mean, what's his name is from Snakebite, Florida. Luke Harper. We found out on NXT a week ago.
Wearing some alligator skin.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the whole kind of idea.
So are you saying hire local girls at every show so they're always different?
No, I'm talking. No. I mean, you could do that, or just grab two girls out of NXT, dirty them up a bit, and you know, with the.
Yeah, because that's their dream.
I mean, not dirty, but no makeup, dirty dresses, like they're out of the swamps, stringy hair, and never talk, and just be really weird.
Hey, Summer Rae, put on this ballroom gown. Hey, you two chicks, put on your overalls.
Hey, I guarantee you, girls that are sitting down there, if they're getting on TV in overalls, they will put those overalls on as fast as they possibly can.
Perfect example was when was CM Punk's Straight Edge Society.
Yeah, Serena Deeb.
From what I understand, she was the first one to volunteer to shave her head. She's like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And ended up being a pretty good move for her, I'd say.
Sometimes what it takes.
I do love that idea. That's a great idea to add women to this stable. And Harper and Rowan are always just staring at him.
Right.
But they never get any play.
Yeah. Because everyone's obsessed with him.
He's the top dog.
The top dog.
Guy.
Because, I mean, if you look into these cults and things like that, the Manson family, he had guys, he had girls, all these people are just whacked out and would do his bidding.
Oh, yeah. Well, he didn't technically ever do anything.
Yeah.
Wow. That's I love that idea. Although I think that might be too much of a foreshadow for the PG generation, but wow.
You can still do it PG.
I would
you just don't have to swear.
You have to make them clothed.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they'd be clothed, but like white dresses and would just dirty. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Just that they look like they've been wearing for months.
Yeah.
And they're in this cult. And their stringy hair that's in their face and running
like
makeup
some Seth Rollins hair.
Yeah. I mean, girls that look like they probably haven't showered in a while.
They call that
just
a witch's
really
coven.
nasty.
I think those are just hippies.
Put Bo's Alice in a dress and we're done.
Yes.
There you go.
Perfect. Wow. Sister Abogale.
Abogale.
And they all try to constantly
shout out to Sam Fines.
Yeah, they always try to compare to Abigail.
Mm-hmm.
I still want to see Paige or somebody make their debut and
Paige would be good with this.
Bray sees her and thinks it is Abigail, and then he just becomes obsessed with her.
Thinks it's the second or the reincarnation of Abigail. That would be cool.
I would love that.
Or a Caitlyn or something like that. Thinks she's Abigail.
Speaking of which, Caitlyn just came back on SmackDown with nothing even mentioned about her being gone for so long. How weird is that?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
What the hell is
this? Who's back? Yeah. I think I know what this is.
Oh my God, everybody! Yeah! Oh my! Business is about to pick up!
We know what's best for business.
Yes! Speaking of Snake Bite, Florida,
Little House on the Prairie look.
on a very small reprieve from NXT in Orlando, the former host of the Monday Night Raw After Show and AfterBuzz TV, none other than Ryan Smiley Katz, everybody, with the Smiley Dog.
Yeah. Hawking his new stuff.
How am I here? What's going on?
Smiley.
Nothing. Phil was pushing me over somewhere. I wasn't sure.
You're getting pushed. I don't have any.
Are they saying Smiley move over? Move over.
I'm moving over.
Oh, I see. There we go.
Get closer to Mama K.
Wave to the TV set.
Do you guys match?
Knock your head.
You guys match perfectly. Look at this.
Look at that.
Green Thunder 23
Coordinated.
says, holy crap.
great.
I think we
says
should.
most epic show ever.
Ever.
Chris Mingle says Smiley Bomb.
See?
Loquasto, Dale, welcome.
And I think we need to say happy birthday to somebody as well.
Everyone needs to wish him happy birthday on Twitter, too.
Yep.
I don't have playback on headphones.
Oh,
That's
man.
a challenge.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's all right.
Can you hear us or
now,
no?
It's getting better.
All right, good.
You're cloudy.
I'm cloudy.
Cloudy.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's every day.
Cloudy with meatballs.
Maybe that's the birthday drinks that you're
Non-stop
talking there.
on this show.
Birthday
Oh,
Oh,
Happy birthday.
Wow.
That's actually feeling back.
That's Dale. Dale's singing.
Happy birthday.
This is Dale. Oh.
Smiley.
Look at you. Where's the smoking jacket?
Yeah.
Man,
It's
this
because of
is
the bow tie.
this is
The
it.
bow tie's become my thing.
This is going to be the greatest.
Was that Emma singing to you right there?
Could have been.
Yeah.
A little Emma
And
Dan.
it's hand tied too.
This is going to be the
Yeah,
greatest.
I won't wear a bow tie that's not hand tied.
I dig it.
It actually offends me when people wear bow ties that are pre-tied.
It's essentially a clip-on. You're just
It's
not
brutal,
admitting to it.
And, if you're gonna wear the bow tie, tie a bow tie.
Put the work in.
You have
Do
to.
you guys want me to check and see if I can untie it?
It'll come right
It'll
out.
come out.
Okay, this is
And
a
I
PG show.
and I could go blind tie back in.
It's a
Your mom's
clip-on.
wanting to undress Smiley on the couch.
But
I mean,
impressively, it is an odd reversible bow tie.
oh, look at that.
Jesus.
That's classy.
We don't even know you anymore.
I enjoyed after SummerSlam your impression of me.
Oh, dude.
The episode you're like, hey, and then I ran into Smiley. It's like, I got this great suit.
Dude, we've known each other for years. I have the Smiley impression pretty well down.
It was
Pretty well down.
fantastic.
Hey, how's it going, Smiley? Oh, man, it's going great. Got me a seersucker suit on the back. It's kind of hot outside. Didn't want to put it on right away. Oh,
Man.
dude. So tell us, I don't know what you're allowed to say, but how's life? Because the
No
viewers want to
comment.
know. The viewers want to know.
It's not terrible, right?
The viewers and listeners want to know.
Life is fantastic.
Good.
It's been an amazing experience as hashtag living the dream. Really, after 14 years of pushing through, trying to get a job, having that job I want, I work a lot of hours. I work nonstop. I'm dedicated to the job and the company, and it's been going incredible every single day of the journey.
Loving it.
That's awesome.
You walk in the morning, you see the logo on the building, and you can't help but smile. And I'm generally, I'd say, good half the time, first one there, last one to leave every day. So
how often are you just in that building by yourself?
There's some time of it, and it's really cool. Like going even working out by myself is awesome.
The janitor's like, take my keys, dude. You get here before I do.
Our janitor's name is Mr. Glenn, and he's like this Haitian Jamaican, and he's like, oh, Mr. Ryan, we need more hand towels.
You get here too early, you road boy.
It's amazing.
You work too hard now.
I think they want me to leave every once in a while. They're like, you're here enough.
Yeah, well, you had a good reason to come home.
They got to kick me out sometimes.
You had a great reason to come home. A good friend of ours, Hobo, got married.
A student getting married. In an amazing experience there, because
we've had the Hobo on AfterBuzz recently.
There
he was
you
on
have
NXT.
on NXT.
Isn't he great? Fantastic guy. Fantastic performer.
Amazing.
Gets married, and then he was one of my first students from my wrestling school, and a lot of his family members pulled me aside at the wedding and just told me like how Hobo is a completely different person because of my influence on him. And, he went from being an unconfident, out of shape kid with no self-esteem to now full of confidence, life, personality.
It's great because working with him, too, I've seen such a change, like to the point where now any show he's on, he's probably the best performer on the microphone, in the ring, just as a whole, as a character. He's always come with something clever, and it's so fun to work with him
right now.
Yeah.
So who are some of your rising stars that you like from down there?
I mean, the roster's incredible down there. We have so much good talent that it's one of those things where we're in that position that everyone, as the fans would probably be watching, we just need guys to get moved up to the main roster.
You have too much. You have too much. Yeah.
That's produced.
I mean,
every
the
single
Ascension's
week,
awesome. Xavier Woods is awesome. Corey Graves is awesome. Leo Kruger's awesome. Bo Dallas, and now in this new run, is pretty awesome. I've been outspoken when I was hosting, when he had that Royal Rumble appearance. We didn't like him one bit. I'm not afraid to admit it. This new personality.
He is so
unbelievable.
He's so irritating. It's endearing.
It's unbelievable how good.
He's got millions of believers out there, and he believes it in his heart that that's true. So
that's great.
I mean, and
let's not forget Sami Zayn. I mean, Jesus.
Sami Zayn, and you got the new crop of guys.
Rusev. I mean,
Rusev's great.
Amazing.
Scott Dawson is incredible.
Enzo Amore
and Big Cass.
Oh, those two guys are hilarious.
Emma, Paige, Bailey.
Oh, the girls division's phenomenal.
Charlotte coming into play. Sasha Banks coming into play.
I like Sasha's new attitude, man. I'm digging it.
Her gear is incredible now. I don't know if it's debuted on the episodes because I think we're a few weeks behind.
Just about everything.
She's got a new jacket.
Everything about Sasha Banks is really incredible.
Tyler Breeze, another one that I'm really digging. Breeze is phenomenal.
I'm impartial to CJ Parker as I made his Tron video.
He's great too. Yeah, him, Leo Kruger. I don't think we said that. Everybody.
Corey Graves in the Neville.
Too many good guys. There's not enough spots, unfortunately, like on the main roster.
But the thing is,
so many good guys.
What's great about the NXT show is guys are making a name for themselves without being in the main roster, which I think is not only fair, but I think it's also it's fantastic for them personally, because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. You make a name for yourself in NXT. At least you have that, and people recognize it.
And these guys are actually big stars internationally. I mean, we're on TV in like 60 countries, so it's just not on TV here in America. But if we were to go to other markets,
it's on.
I mean, they're big. There is a popularity. Bo and Sammy were just in Abu Dhabi for this last little tour.
Jesus.
Yeah. I always say the interesting thing I think about NXT is you're always seeing different guys. It's not like your roster that's there for years and you'll get a new guy here and there. I mean, in 3 months, it'll look completely different than it is now.
It's fresh, fun, and interesting, just like the Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's always changing.
So do you have time to hang out a little bit, or what's going on? We're going to get back into the show?
I really can't sit and give opinions anymore.
That's fair.
So,
because it's all right. Everything's perfect that they do.
I mean, we put out an amazing product. We put smiles on the faces of millions of people in the WWE universe.
Hi, my name's Smiley. I'm being completely politically correct right now.
I can't be Smiley anymore, though, down there. We got Norman Smiley as one of the coaches,
right.
So I have lost my name.
So you have some new products, right?
What do you go by, Katz?
Well, I go by Katz. I go by RK, Dusty Rhodes.
No GQ?
Where's RK? Let me talk to RK.
RK Daddy, get over here.
RK, come on into the office. Let's talk about this.
Whose office?
Dusty's office now. Yeah. There was a saga. I used to have an office at the Performance Center.
Dusty took your office. Well, let's say.
No, Dusty didn't take my office. Dusty deserved my office.
Yeah, that's
Jonny
true.
Loquasto.
That's true.
30 years to doing what he did, I think, or 40 years definitely deserves.
No argument here.
I did not deserve where I was put, and I had to graciously give up for the better cause, the rightful.
I would have moved his stuff in for him.
Yes.
I went out and bought him a lamp, Loquasto, because he wanted softer lighting.
I don't even know what that means, but I would have done what I had to do.
I think that happens when you get older.
I don't even know what soft lighting is. I know what lights are. That's about it. All right. These are hard lights. Yes. Got it. We have hard lighting here.
I'm gonna leave these on the table for you guys.
Yeah, let's plug these. Are these for sale?
They're not for sale. They're just limited edition toys.
I love the fact that it's also got your head and you as a human on the back of it.
And a message.
Describe it for listeners.
No dream is too big. Never ever quit. Smiley. IamSmiley.com. This thing is going in. I'm putting this in my own stocking, and I'm going to act surprised.
So my favorite moment about those is that Billy Gunn keeps one on his keychain.
Really? That's cool,
That's a
man.
big keychain.
It's a ridiculously big keychain.
This is dope.
Do you ever get worried that someone's going to use that as a voodoo doll, though?
I do think they look exactly like voodoo dolls. So
yeah, a little bit.
I've been known to dabble in the craft.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen.
little Rixelplixes.
Actually, I've done some promos with Rixelplix that have scared the crap out of me. I recall.
That's when
I give up the microphone and I walk away because there's no need for me.
Don't want any part of that.
In that situation. Anytime there's a promo with him, there's no need for anybody else. I walk away.
Just let him talk.
That's what I like to do. I know when to leave. But
I don't talk very much anymore. I just listen.
But you know what, though? You're going to get to talk, so, hey, party on. Party on.
Party on, man. Excellent.
You're doing everything right. You're doing everything right, bro.
Yep.
Thanks, Wayne.
Yeah. You got it, Garth.
You're getting paid in pro wrestling. You're doing something right, man.
That's true.
Not...
Right,
99% of us in the business don't make any money doing it, so that's awesome.
He is the 1%.
Yeah, he is. He's in the 1 percentile.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a long time, though.
You want to hang on to one of these voodoo dolls just in case?
This is the most speechless I've ever seen Smiley ever because he can't talk. You know, there's only certain things he can say.
I can no longer be involved in my thoughts of corporate conspiracies.
No.
Corporations are great.
Right.
They're people too.
No, but honestly, in all seriousness, though, your story is great, man. It just goes to show that, and you put so much work in over the years, everything from the Fit Pit to all the events you put on to obviously rapping. I mean, I remember I went to you, did you open, was it KR? I forget what.
KRS-One, Digital Underground, Curtis Blow.
All that. And so, 14 years of work, regardless of what it was, it is a great story because here you are now, your whole life changed in a matter of, I don't know, weeks. But it's not like it was overnight. It was 14 years in, and so that's what people need to realize, that stuff doesn't happen overnight. If you know what you want to do, you got to keep fighting for it.
And then knowing that
it takes years to become an overnight success.
Absolutely, and knowing that even when something comes and an opportunity's there, and you think that this is the time, and it could be taken away real quick, not to let that stop you.
Yep.
I mean,
because you had that happen to you.
I could have stopped
to me this year.
when I originally got my first deal with WWE. It was supposed to be a talent deal. I could have given up completely after that, and the day they pulled it, I was just like, it just means I got to work harder for another year until it happens again. So
it's very true, and it happens to all of us. I think if you're striving for whatever goal it is, you're going to have moments where you feel like the rug gets swept out from under you.
Look at a guy like Damian Sandow, who's been how many times is he in development and up and down and in and out of that company, and finally is now looks like he's going to be.
All right, we're talking product. I gotta go, guys.
Sorry. Hey, all right. That's true. Well, I know our audience is going to want us to get back to Raw. That's why
absolutely
we can sit here and talk all day.
Yeah.
But I do say this show will probably have the most YouTube views possibly in history, because we have a surprise return.
You put a lot of you just put a lot of pressure on Smiley
for
right
the
there.
Raw after show, because we have a surprise return. We have
nothing
you back.
but negative comments.
I'll bring the numbers down.
Yeah, I'm gonna tune in to see me.
I'm sorry. We have Mama K. We have Clum back.
I'm going to bring the numbers down, though, so you're going to lose about 1,000 that I'm here. The minute Clum's on, let's get rid of it. I'm turning it off. Bring Paget back.
I gotta say, you're a lot smaller than that giant head. I'm kind of disappointed.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you're a lot smaller than you look on television.
We do have giant Smiley sit in sometimes. Yeah, we do. And then, of course, we did a promo from Showtime. We have everything on the show.
Yeah, you missed the Showtime promo.
This is the complete package.
It really is.
Sometimes we find Johnny cuddling the giant head. It's disturbing a little bit.
Yeah.
But
and sometimes I subconsciously feel a warm embrace.
Who's squeezing my head?
Look, everyone has their own way of getting ready for a show. So try not to criticize mine.
All right, feeling that I feel like I'm in my own Thunder shirt right there, just being swaddled by Johnny's love.
Oh, that's nice.
Thunder shirt sounds very. How adorable are they?
They are.
Right someone's in chat roll that's my new dad.
I was about to say that would be so funny. Yes. Smiley, you need to ground your daughter.
Hysterical. Wow. All right, go back to Raw. Have fun.
All right, we will.
Papa K.
I like it.
Hey, Daddy.
You just started to point at me.
It goes into my Smurf kind of vibe that I like. So
you got a mighty fine daughter, Daddy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm going to give a couple of shirts to Clum for him to give away on NXT.
NXT, we'll start to give them. I was going to say this later, but we will be giving some of these away. We will be giving some of these away on NXT AfterBuzz.
That's awesome.
We're gonna figure out how we're gonna give those away, but we've got one or two to give away.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm not sure how they showed up in my luggage, but
I have no idea.
there.
Yeah.
Hey.
They arrived here anonymously.
I think when they asked you at TSA, did anyone else touch your luggage? And you said, someone else probably did.
There was some sort of wrestling.
It was them damn sneaky matadores. Putting stuff in my luggage.
Drive-by gifting.
Matadores. You like little El Torito?
He's very athletic.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had a promo that leaked in the leak promo day.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't watch all those.
But he's fantastic.
I did not. I've not heard him talk.
He's a star. He talked on the pre-show for the pay-per-view this week.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. And
is it in Spanish?
Yes.
Yeah, he talked in Spanish.
He chased Renee Young around their little set.
Adorable.
He was a big star in Mexico, I believe, right? He was a huge star, right? Yeah. AAA or CMLL, I forget which one, but
one of those.
Yeah.
Nothing exists except for WWE.
Nothing does. There's no other companies ever.
Hey, he's a bull now, and we like him.
El Torito for life.
That's what's happening. Which is Spanish for the Torito.
Forever, but El Torito is for life.
The Torito. Well, Smiley, dude, it's great to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we miss you.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear about y'all's day.
Throw some music. I need some extra
I know, we need some extra music.
Throw a video up on the screen. I need to make a smooth exit.
We need something right now to let Smiley out of the room. All right,
there it is.
There he goes. Goes again. Yeah. Right, Smiley, Katz. Oh man, that was fantastic. All right,
miss that guy.
That was a birthday present for us.
Yeah,
that was. And for the audience, just to know that he's doing great.
And he's giving out gifts on his birthday.
He's like Santa Claus on October 14th.
Absolutely.
You know, that's fantastic.
Little...
Guys, we need to get back to Raw. We got a lot to cover in about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
All right, let's make it happen. Fandango versus Summer Rae. I'm sorry, Fandango and Summer Rae.
That would be great.
That would be a match that might happen at some point.
People are like, damn, I missed that one tonight. Go back to my DVR.
/ Summer Rae versus Santino Marella. Nothing too surprising here. Santino about to go for the Cobra, but of course Summer Rae making herself very useful, jumping up on the apron, distracting Santino because he almost got her with the Cobra. He's like, no, I can't do that. Roll up for the win. Fandango on a roll.
My favorite part of this whole match was Mama K saying, "Who's the Fandangette?"
I have questions, and you guys are there to answer them.
Yeah. That was actually a good one.
That's a great answer. Great question.
And then what was the comment you said about the guy with the wiggle butt?
Santino, I like his wiggle butt.
There was something else about doing something to the guy with the wiggle butt.
You mean his power?
There was the wedgie.
Gave a wedgie
Oh,
to the guy
that's
with
it.
the wiggle butt.
Gave a wedgie to the guy with the wiggle butt. That was my favorite
Great
comment.
terminology.
Yes.
Right
Sounds like a good finisher move.
Yeah. You and my mom would get along great.
Well,
I think that sounds
The
almost
chair
like...
is empty next to me.
We'll work on getting her in.
That would be an amazing show.
Mama K, Mama Clum.
Yeah.
Mama K, Mama Clum, Mama.
The Walking Dale. All right, we move from that match to backstage. Paul Heyman and Brad Maddox. Paul Heyman basically stating his case to Brad Maddox, saying, it's clear that Punk cheated. He shows him the footage, and Brad Maddox actually, he gets a funny in. He goes, I never thought I'd hear a walrus refer to a punk as a weasel, and made himself laugh with that one.
I always feel there needs to be a Bobby Heenan reference every time they say weasel.
Oh, man, that was so great when he had the dress with the weasel outfit. Jesus.
I didn't tweet this one. I was live tweeting some of my mom's comments during tonight.
Because they were brilliant.
And the one that I did not live tweet was, who is that bald guy who looks like Alfred Hitchcock?
Oh, yeah.
Wow. That actually is not a bad analogy.
No.
Well, you think I'm old, so I only know old people.
Well, you dare call yourself old.
Okay.
He always looked like a Belushi when he was
for that
younger.
lie.
When he was younger, he looked kind of like Jim Belushi. Heyman back in the day. Not anymore, he doesn't, but...
Yeah, not according to Jim.
No, I'm talking about young Jim Belushi. Like young Heyman, young Jim Belushi kind of looked a little bit more. Is it Belushi I'm thinking about?
Could be.
I think so.
And he wanted a 2-on-1? Is that what you said?
What?
Just trying to move it forward.
Yeah, no, we are, exactly. We have so Brad Maddox sets a beat the clock match. Ryback versus R-Truth and CM Punk versus Curtis Axel. Of course, if Ryback wins with a faster time, he makes a stipulation for Hell in a Cell. Of course, if Punk wins, he makes a stipulation. Paul Heyman leaves that meeting a little bit flustered, thinking, oh my God, I have to rely on Curtis Axel again. He always fails me. Moving on.
I like to beat the clocks. We haven't seen one in a while.
It's been a while. It's just, and
it wasn't too many. It was just two guys, two matches.
The thing I don't like, though, is it kind of makes you assume who's winning.
Yeah.
That's why you throw in, have one of the guys you think is going to win lose.
Well, at some point.
They swerve.
Didn't happen.
No, not on this one.
But it is a kind of. But I think this was a good use of it. Yeah. Like there was something on the line for it, and it was just
Axel
the two.
trying to win later on in the night.
And I'll tell you with
Axel put on a good performance tonight. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked the way that Truth was screwing with Ryback in the beginning and running around purposely and trying to extend that clock for Punk. Because I think they even mentioned how Punk and Truth are buddies, how they traveled together. Or did they travel together? I guess Kofi does, but I think they said I think they said something about Truth being friends with
Ryback right now.
Who hates Ryback?
Everyone.
Yeah,
I love Ryback.
Poor Ryback.
I like Ryback.
Well, yeah, but.
You mean fans hate him,
no,
or
on the roster.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh really?
He's a bully.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a bully.
He bullies the roster?
I watched him pour soup on someone's head. It's a scary dude.
Oh, you did? That's right. At Clummerslam.
As close to me as you are right now.
Look,
it was frightening.
I was watching Clummerslam. I saw you on the big screen.
I was very lucky not to get soup poured on my head.
Yeah, I saw you on the Clum
truck. Or was it hot?
It was gazpacho. Okay. And that's what he complained to the guy that it was cold soup.
Yeah.
I saw you on the Clumtron. That was great. Uh-huh. Olé! Los Matadores versus 2MB, Slater and McIntyre. Once again, Los Matadores pulling out the same stops as they have been. They go for the win, and of course, El Torito. Torito's around the ring afterwards, and everyone loves him, especially JBL.
Can I say one thing about Los Matadores, Los Toritos.
That's a lot of Toritos.
That's a lot of Toritos. Los Matadores. One thing that's been I like them.
Yeah,
but one thing that their entrance feels a little bit off to me when they do the Olay thing.
Yeah.
And what I think they need to do is kick the music in after the first one.
Yeah.
And get it going up. And then have them do a couple more, but you can then kick up the pizzazz, the music's going. So just have the Olay on the first one. Doing it 3 times, it feels dead in the arena.
And I like the music. The music is very upbeat and up tempo, but I like that.
But it's like Olay.
Let him run through one time and let Torito just bolt to the ring.
Yes.
Yeah, we don't
or you can have him turn around and do 2 more of them, but just in a different way once the music's kicking up and the guys are dancing a little bit more and they can make a little bit more pizzazz out of it. There's a bunch of ways you can do it.
They're just boring. After their initial shock value, on their debut, I don't.
They're in ring. Yeah, no. Once they're in the ring,
I love El Torito. I love him bouncing off every single rope you can find. But that's the only.
They're not over the top enough. They're not. They're kind of a little lower in their personalities. Is like Olay instead of really being that over the top, exciting
character. No one thought that 3MB would succeed, and they're over the top, and that's why they have.
Absolutely.
And plus, with Los Matadores, they're coming out almost like they make you think of the Lucha culture, and there's really. Do you see a lot of that?
I want to see like Rockers style tag team wrestling.
We're not getting that from them at all.
But a lot of double teams, a lot of stuff. They don't feel like the tag team that I want them to be.
The weird thing about that is that they're family. Like, I'm just surprised that this is not a tag team that is well oiled, because they've had a lot of time to work together.
And I don't know that it's not that they're well oiled, because I think they work together well. I just don't think they're exciting. I mean, I think those guys need to take it up a notch.
With this new gimmick, but
it's like watching actors on stage that are afraid to go over the top. It's like when you're sitting at home in the mirror.
They're the Kristen Stewart of the WWE.
Right.
Ooh, that's a strong.
I bet you Los Matadores, if they're by themselves in a room in front of a mirror, they'd be way more entertaining. Because you're not afraid when you're by yourself in your room just doing stuff. When you start to get in front of people, that's where the talents of great artists and people who are trained to be in front of crowds, where that starts to come out.
Yeah.
And I just don't feel that they're putting everything into it.
It's going to be really hard for them to get over.
Yeah.
The potential is there, though. I mean, I think the gimmick could work. It's just that they have to find the gas.
They don't need them to get over. They need the Olay chant to get over.
Yeah, and they don't need the Olay chant. I mean, they need to get over. I agree everything that you just said.
I think they need to be funnier.
They don't have the gas.
To get over, they need to be funnier. They almost need to be. I don't want to say like 3MB-ish with like constant pratfalls and all the weird like banana peels, but I feel like they need to do something that is funny, because otherwise
they need to be swung around the ring by Antonio Cesaro.
I think
for them with me, it's not the car, it's the driver. It's not. They have the tools there. It's the person piloting that vehicle that doesn't have it.
I did love that bolt-on, though. I think that's what they're calling it, the bolt-on.
Is that their finish?
After it was over.
Oh, okay.
And then
I love their finisher.
El Torito, I can't remember. He was on the top rope, and they.
Yeah, he does.
Right.
And that's another thing I think is really cool as well, is that they have this. I like their finisher. I've never seen that before.
Tonight's was so cool.
Yeah. Great finisher.
Oh my gosh,
and then they have a finisher that they do on their own, but then they can add El Torito into that finisher.
Yeah.
There's a version of it with him, which is really great. There's a lot of great pieces between them. They just need to get it all working together.
Yeah, and it's only been a few weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll figure it out, but I'm just surprised they didn't already figure it out.
And there's been so much put into this team. It's not like they're going to just bail. So it's going to be a while, and we'll see what kind. And obviously, Real Americans, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
So
I like Los Matadors. They're just not what I'd hoped they would be.
Exactly.
But they're not a stinker.
Well, the vignettes were so funny, and they were so.
Well, they had that energy.
Yeah,
they really did. And so, but we'll see.
Did they or did the vignettes have the energy with the editor? I mean, maybe the editors were.
Look good.
Yeah, that's for sure.
That's true. That is very true.
Speaking of which, that Cena hype package that they played either right before this match or right after this match was pretty awesome. Of just him.
Oh, that was actually right before the main event. That was ours. That was way down.
Two different ones.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I only caught one.
But I loved the hype that they're building behind Cena.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Just like
within weeks, he's benching and squatting. I'm like,
he's Superman.
Someone suggested to me that WWE they exaggerated his injury so that it makes him look more super when he comes back.
And he addressed that and said, that's a bunch of crap. Did you see his arm?
Yeah, it was. Anything's possible because when you could look at MRIs till you're blue in the face. Until the surgeon actually gets in there to take a look, you really don't know the extent of damage. I've had patients where they think everything's going to be routine, and all of a sudden they get in there, they're like, oh my God, this is the worst joint I've ever seen in my life. And then the recovery is that much harder. Whereas Cena got lucky, he got in there and said, oh, it wasn't a complete tear. This isn't going to be so bad. And so therefore a complete tear heals a lot sooner, especially when you're someone as strong as him and as healthy as he is. Just like that, bam, 2 months later he's back.
But for him, I mean, it looked like he didn't even take a day off of being at the gym.
Yeah, he was.
And
he said he was
I'm not
trying to get right back
what happened to him. I think that is incredible.
No, I mean,
he's amazing.
He still had stitches, and he was doing, even though it was light movement, just the fact that he was even there.
He was eating good,
and that's why one of the reasons he's the person he is. There's a reason for it. A lot of people always complain, but. He's always working. He's back always early to injuries. Almost always comes back early.
He is the face of the company. Speaking of which, Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. That's a hell of a segue. They come out to the ring next. Stephanie gets on the mic, and not only does she look fantastic.
She looked great tonight.
She's just
hot choker.
Oh, man.
I like the choker.
I like that.
Oh, I dig it.
Good. She looked good.
She looked fantastic. She's crushing it. Yeah, it's a power choker. She's a power choker.
Yeah.
She takes that microphone and says, they bailed out Big Show, most recently buying his mortgage, but now they're done with Big Show. They're going to sell his house. They're going to press charges. And then Triple H grabbed the microphone after Stephanie said that, he ruled the Attitude Era with an iron fist, and now he's in charge of the new era. He is the WWE. To which Triple H says, every man has his breaking point, and it was last week for him when Daniel Bryan stood over him when he was knocked out by Big Show and chanted, yes. And then this is what I love. He goes, you want me to be the bad guy? I'll be the bad guy. I'll be the bad guy, all right. Anyone who defies authority will have to beg for their jobs.
I like this.
Them two together.
They're great. Yeah.
You can tell they're married.
They were married before they were married.
Yeah, that's true. They were married before Stephanie woke up.
True. It's still interesting to me that we've gotten to watch the progression of these guys' relationship over the last 10 years on TV.
You got to watch Stephanie grow up.
Yeah, you did.
Well, she's all grown up.
She was. Yeah, remember when she was kidnapped by the Undertaker?
Do I remember that?
No, I was talking to Johnny. No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I recall.
Yeah, those are great.
She's so much better on the mic now, too. I mean, she couldn't have commanded this kind of authority in the past. It's only in the past maybe, few years.
You can tell she's reveling in it. She is a chip off the old block.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so great to watch. I mean, that's the nice thing about it. I don't feel like I have to suffer through it.
Yeah.
It's I can't wait.
This is what we're going to get for the next 20, 30 years as these two. So
you can tell, when you look at kids, you can tell which one is more like their parents. Stephanie is total VKM. Shane is definitely more Linda.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. It's so clear. It's incredible. Shane is so much more likable, where Steph is just power.
Yeah.
Just straight up power. Nonetheless, Daniel Bryan's music hits, comes out smiling. And then before he gets to say anything, he gets attacked from behind by Alberto Del Rio and a vicious kick to the head, to which Stephanie then makes the match Alberto Del Rio for Daniel Bryan versus Daniel Bryan later on tonight, as Bryan is knocked out cold. What is going on there?
I don't know.
That was interesting.
Something. Yeah.
We're listening to something.
Yeah, I thought this was great.
Yeah. Great setup for the match. Moving on.
It was awesome the way Daniel Bryan came down and just got attacked and Stephanie got on.
That was awesome.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was great writing.
It's great to see.
Yeah, it was great writing and some absolutely.
Great sports entertainment is what we're getting at.
Yeah.
That I can agree with.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll watch a movie and have a horrible scene where something terrible happens. You're like, that was great. The way they shot it and everything was from the art of it. Yeah.
The cinematography. Yeah. Next we have Ryback versus R-Truth in the first of two Beat the Clock matches. And you mentioned earlier, how great was it? Truth starts running around the ring, burns a good minute of time, and we're into this because that's R-Truth being R-Truth, and that's what we want to see. Of course, Ryback finally gets the shell shock, but it takes him almost 6 minutes, 5:44.
And I love the subtlety of Heyman when he figures out he's killing time. Get on him. Get on.
And Heyman with the distraction of whoa, what are you doing? And
I love Heyman around the ring because he's always very psychology-wise. He's always telling his guys what to do. Watch out, watch out, watch out. He's always coaching, and I love that.
Absolutely. And
one of the things that we missed on the app tonight, which was actually very essential to the storyline, was it looks like Curtis Axel is getting jealous of Ryback, and they had this whole segment backstage where he ends up hugging Heyman. Yeah. So I got tweeted multiple times.
Ryback?
No. Curtis Axel and Paul Heyman end up hugging, but it's all because he said that he was jealous of Paul's relationship with Ryback.
The photo is actually great because it's them in mid-embrace. And the look on Axel's face, and Ryback is just like...
So wait, Axel admits he's jealous?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Which is something that we've kind of talked about.
Yeah, we've thought that's where this was going.
Yeah, he was the most important client, and now you got a new client, other than Brock.
But this is pre-Beat the Clock match, I'm assuming.
I don't know where it fell within
I think it was
time
in
frame.
between the matches is what it seemed like, where they were
either in between or right after.
Yeah, because I don't think Heyman is very happy with Axel.
I think it was after Ryback's match and before Axel's match.
Yeah.
But
that would make perfect sense because Axel did not fail at that.
It would be great if somehow they would let the West Coasters just...
They need to fix that.
Let us app it up.
Did you know 8 million the app has been downloaded 8 million times. I'm like, I have downloaded it and deleted it off my phone so many times because I can't use it.
We would like to make it 8 million and 5, but we just can't do it.
Well, not me as your 5.
Yeah, Mama K.
But I don't live here. I live in Chicago.
Oh, you can download the app.
Oh, so you're rubbing it in.
Yeah.
Thanks.
If you'd like to move to Chicago, then you could.
She's one of the 8 million.
You could hang out with CM Punk.
She's one of the 8 million.
CM Punk and Mama K.
So, Ryback with the shell shock at 5 minutes and 44 seconds. We then once again see Stephanie McMahon Helmsley backstage. She congratulates Brie Bella. She walks up to the Bella twins, says, "Congratulations on your engagement," and just talks about how Daniel Bryan chanting "yes, yes, yes" last week over Triple H. Not happy about it. So therefore, she makes a match tonight. Brie versus the hired muscle of AJ Lee, Tamina Snuka, except Nikki's got to stay backstage, but AJ, she could just stay with a bird's eye view ringside.
That was very weird because I feel like Nikki's been allowed to ringside so many times, and the reasoning was because they could use twin magic. But
well, the reasoning was Stephanie is just flexing her muscle. I mean, that's the reason. There is no reason for it. Just like, Dad, can I go play across the street? No. Why? Because
I said so.
Because I said so.
I found it more.
That should be her caption.
And there's cars.
And I'll tell you the one thing I feel too is, Total Divas brought in has brought in a lot of new viewers of different people to the product, but it's almost neutered the Bella twins. Like, it's made them baby faces now, and they just sit there and smile now.
It's not their style, dude.
A lot of people.
It's not. They need to be bad. They need to be the bitchy bad girls. I mean, that's who they are.
But at this point,
they're now good guys because Brie is married to Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
I still think they can sell.
They can, but it's just they're not.
They're amazing heels. They're good faces.
Yeah, and they're not going to be able to do their best because they are better as heels. So it's unfortunate.
I think it's a temporary swing of character because it's about this weird RKO Randy Orton situation that's going on.
And they added in the whole engagement.
Yeah, but it's just made the Bellas all like very milk toast to me and very like.
After the
or before they're like, screw you, loser.
After the next 6-episode arc, they're back to being heels.
Yeah.
That's
Probably.
But you never know.
I could totally.
Then again, when's the wedding?
Exactly.
Because from what I understand, from what I understand,
the ultimate heel.
That'd be great.
Because from what I understand, WWE considers that pipe bomb from AJ to have been the face turn for those girls and for the Bellas and all that stuff. So they considered that they are fully faces now.
That pipe bomb, though, I considered AJ the faciest face.
Well, not tonight, because she was flat out evil.
Tonight
Not only
she was crazy.
First off, kind of a surprising. Tamina gets the boot to the face and the win, then continues to attack afterwards. Nails her with the neck breaker, and then AJ just gets down and just puts her chin on the Divas Championship and just stares at her and smiles. Like that's some evilness right there. Yeah. Really evil.
Interesting that she
biting
didn't get
the title.
Yeah,
I like that she's like obsessive with everything.
Oh,
I
it's
think
great.
That's a great flaw for her to have.
And Tamina, I dig what her look is right now. Obviously wearing the AJ shirt, but the neck breaker followed by the Superfly splash, and then AJ locks in the Black Widow. That's just destroying somebody.
Yeah.
Dug that.
I'm surprised she didn't get involved in the match in any way. I mean, Tamina doesn't need the help, to be honest, but
which is surprising. If Brie's going for the championship, Tamina gets a clean win. Well, shouldn't Tamina be
right?
Which maybe that's what it's going to lead to, perhaps.
Ooh,
Tamina versus AJ, that'd be something.
Even a triple threat would be great by me.
Which it could be, because Tamina is not the kind of person that is used to being subservient. So I think it's a matter of time until Tamina is going to be like, step up.
I'd like to see them give her another move other than the Superfly splash, though. Like, I understand the reason for doing it,
sure,
but if you're going to do that, you got to pull that off the way it's done, and she doesn't do it the way her dad did. Nobody can,
no.
And she almost lands on her feet and then and so, like, to me, if you're gonna copy something that iconic, you better do it as good as that other person.
And she doesn't need that, I don't think.
I don't think she needs it either. I mean, they're trying to use her dad to kind of get her over a little bit with that. And so I'd like to see them do something else, because she doesn't do it justice to me.
Sure.
I'm surprised by that.
And I don't think that's a knock on her, because I don't know that anybody could do that justice, because the Superfly splash is one of the greatest finishing moves of all time, in my opinion. I mean, it was obviously
and Tamina's so unique in her own right. I mean, she's tall, she's beautiful, and Amazon-like and just powerful. I mean, she can do almost anything in the ring that she wants to.
She almost lands on her feet and then comes down. Where if you watched Superfly, he would land chest straight on you. He would get that nice arch in his back. I mean, it was like he was cliff diving.
I don't think she nailed the best version of it tonight.
No.
But it's never bothered me before.
She has nailed it.
I like the homage to it, and I think it's something unique about that relationship that you don't have a lot of father-daughter, and she's such a powerhouse, and she looks so much like her father.
Yeah.
There's something about it that I like, because her character isn't anything the same, but just, I don't know, that little nuance to me really, it reminds me of the old days, and I like that.
And maybe it's just me looking at the technical how you're landing, and because I'm more critical eye on that, and so maybe that's just me because I look and go, well, it doesn't look anything to me like the Hers dads, but maybe to the majority of the pet public who's watching this, they can't tell the difference.
But we can agree,
they're not in the ring every day.
No, but we can agree though that it's great to finally have her doing something. Her teaming up with AJ,
she's great.
Eventually feuding. I think that is a feud that is going to be very interesting. I mean, as much as we
She's
enjoyed...
a great heater for AJ.
Yeah, and as much as we enjoyed Caitlyn and AJ, that was a good feud. I think Tamina versus AJ could be fantastic down the road, and I think that's hopefully what we're leading to. But moving on, we can't pass over... Well, we will pass over it pretty quickly, but we had tons of funk versus Real Americans.
Oh, this is great.
You know, so many good things. There's Zeb Coulter calling Los Matadores Los Illegals. Once again, great teamwork in the match by the Real Americans. Cesaro nails the equalizer on Brodus for the win, but then gets Tensai in the Cesaro spin only 3 times, but still.
Yeah, it seems like he lost his footing towards the end. The fans almost seemed upset.
They booed.
More so, and I was excited for this, but yeah, as a fan, you get upset when it's not. When it's less than 5 to 8.
We don't want Cesaro to hurt himself.
He's heel now. You almost need to get him to go for it and then just drop it and screw you. I'm not going to do this for you guys. How long can these guys stay heels?
Swagger forever.
But then what?
But the two of the people are cheering and people are getting into it.
I will never.
They're the only heel tag team.
Swagger as a face.
No, the Shield's heels.
That's it.
I will never like him.
There's no other shield. There's no other heel tag teams.
Yeah, you're right.
They have to.
I think that you can take Cesaro out of this equation and move him into a face role and replace him with a different Real American and still have this gimmick carry on. Zeb is what carries that whole gimmick for the most part anyways.
I think Swagger versus Cesaro eventually, maybe. I don't know.
But everybody's cheering for him. If you watch them when they were Money in the Bank, when they were together and what's his name? I think Cesaro walked, or one of them walked the other out on their shoulders, and they were doing some babyface stuff. Like, fans are getting behind these guys.
Swagger has gotten a lot better since he was paired with Cesaro.
Absolutely.
He just doesn't talk anymore. I think that's a big part of it.
I think
his moves have gotten better too. They look cleaner. They look.
Eventually,
his connection with the audience is better. His in-between stuff in between the moves has gotten much better.
Eventually, though, I think we will see a feud between Cesaro and Swagger, with Zeb joining Swagger, because technically Cesaro was never a Real American.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the payoff's going to be Cesaro spinning Swagger.
And Coulter by the mustache.
Yes, it's going. And then you'll see the mustache. Whee!
That's a whole different mustache ride than
That is.
I think
5 cents, everybody. 5 cents.
We have a lot more mileage to get out of the Real Americans before that happens.
I know, but maybe WrestleMania.
Absolutely.
That sounds like a lot of fun to me.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Stephanie McMahon once again backstage with Brad Maddox, but Daniel Bryan charges in, basically says, "Hey, it's bad enough you're making my life a living hell. Don't do it to my fiance." And she said, "Don't blame me. Don't you have a fiance to attend to?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." And he leaves.
Yeah, that pretty much is it.
Simple as that. Then we move on. CM Punk's music hits Cult of Personality. We have CM Punk versus Curtis Axel in match number 2 in the Beat the Clock. You know, this is a great match. It had to be under 5 minutes and 44 seconds. You know, Axel actually nails the perfect plex, which they did not call the perfect plex. They called it a fisherman suplex.
And someone else hit a perfect plex earlier. Brodus Clay had one earlier in the day, too. He hit a fisherman suplex.
Very interesting. Yeah. But eventually, Punk hits the GTS for the win with 11 seconds to spare.
I think they planned it to be closer to 5:44 than it actually was, because if you notice at the very end, Punk was like slowly crawling towards the pin.
11 seconds is close enough, though. I mean,
Still
Axel
not
put
bad,
up a good fight. It was a solid match, but once again, Axel does not step it up, and now Punk gets to choose a stipulation. Paul Heyman is livid, and he said, "You know, Paul, you are the mad scientist. I will give you credit. I've always listened to you before, and I like your idea." At Hell in a Cell, it's going to be a handicap match. CM Punk versus Ryback and Paul Heyman in a Hell in a Cell.
I hope this is the end of that whole thing. Like, I don't like Heyman being involved in matches. I love Heyman. I just don't want to see him inside the
wrestling
ring.
the ring.
Mm-mm. I don't know.
I do find it to be a very interesting stipulation.
Yeah, and it works for this story because Punk wants to get his hands on him so bad,
right,
then that's what they're...
They just did it 2 months ago, though. It's not...
But did Punk really... Yeah, I guess Punk beat him up, and then Ryback came in.
Yeah.
Because what would have been better is if you had been holding... Punk at this point should not have gotten his hands on Heyman still, probably. And then this would make a lot more sense.
Yes,
Back in the day when you would have these things with Bobby Heenan, Bobby Heenan would never get touched.
He's a weasel.
He's a weasel. Anytime, they got him, are you going to get me? They grab him, pull him out, or you're always saving him. And so by the time you're 4 or 5 matches in or whatever, it's money. You just want to see this guy get killed so badly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, so they probably should not have let Heyman get beat up by Punk yet.
I mean, Punk won at the Battleground. I don't know. Something interesting has to happen out of this. I mean, it's already in Hell in a Cell, and Paul Heyman will be wearing his Puma jumpsuit.
Yeah, and is this it? Is this the end of this feud with Heyman? And it doesn't feel like it will be.
I don't think so, because what are they going to do?
Yeah, I don't know.
You can't not have Punk doing something.
Honestly, if you make Axel go with Punk now, that's where I can see this feud continuing to. Is if they do want to prolong it a little bit more, is Axel gets so jealous that he leaves Paul Heyman, or Paul Heyman kicks him out of being a Heyman guy, and then Axel teams
joins
up with
Punk.
Yeah,
that could work.
That'd be the only way that Axel is really going to get over anything is teaming up with Punk.
Yeah,
he needs something.
That actually might not be a bad idea to try to throw him with Punk. Might work to get him over. So
completely with you on that one.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We now have a fantastic match, and of course, how could it not be great with Daniel Bryan versus Alberto Del Rio? Daniel Bryan.
Great match.
Of course, it's going to be great. I mean, these guys just always go all out, nonstop. Daniel Bryan eventually does get the upper hand. The great flying goat out of the ring, and then just when you think he's got ADR all set up, we hear Daniel. You look up on the Titantron, and this is what we talked about earlier. Orton just going sinister. Viper. He says,
Vile.
Vile, just, bleh. He's like, you're really sad about your fiance, and I think I'm going to pay her a visit. And I think we saw drool actually come out of his mouth.
Very creepy, and the girls start screaming.
Yeah. That was just his natural reaction.
Exactly.
How he talks.
Yeah, he just generally salivates. He busts into the training room, and of course, ADR takes advantage of that point. Goes for the roll-up, doesn't get the pin, but Daniel Bryan finally gets a kick to the head of ADR and doesn't even go for the pin, forgets about the match, runs backstage, breaks down the training room door, and the Bella Twins are just there. And he's like, where is he? They're like, we don't know. Oh, my God. And Orton just, that's it.
Really?
And then...
Yeah,
I don't know.
What I liked about this though is normally in this situation, I fully expected ADR to get the roll up and the win here. When Daniel Bryan kicked out, I was like, oh,
because it would have made him look weaker if.
But I mean, traditionally that's what you're distracted by the Titantron, roll up 1, 2, 3. It happens, almost every week, or at least every other week, and. That he fought out of it, and they fought, and he actually still wrestled to get out to run to the back. I like that. It was I was not expecting that, and I thought that was really cool.
Last week we called Randy Orton the sexual predator.
Yeah, no, that's a pretty solid. He is the apex, the asex predator.
The asex predator.
Before we move on, I do want to give credit to.
So he likes androgynous people? Is that what you're?
No, his arm falls off and it grows a new.
No, got you.
That would be the asexual predator.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not that.
I thought we weren't allowed to use that word.
Sex?
That one.
It's
you can say sex.
It's a natural thing.
Yeah.
Sex-y.
Yeah, it's not. That's a Cathy Kelley banned word, but that's not banned by the FCC.
Yeah, grown men like us, we could talk about that word. That's great. Yeah,
because we're on the internet, so we can say anything.
Exactly.
We want, technically.
I want to give credit to where credit is due. Of course, earlier to start off the show, I posted this amazing poster that was created months ago. Maybe not months ago. They made like a month ago for us. At Dave Boyce. Thanks, buddy. You are awesome. He did that old school poster of us.
Yeah, I loved it.
And I posted up tonight as like a little, hey, come watch the show. So Dave Boyce, you're awesome, dude. Thank you.
It was for the chair, right? Wasn't that entry for the chair, or was that just?
No, he just did it because he's great. He just did it because he kicks ass and just decided to make a poster for us that night.
I do love that. That was really cool.
So Orton slams Daniel Bryan right into the whirlpool. So Daniel Bryan knocked out cold. And of course, setting it up for Hell in a Cell, one by one.
And a little L&D for those in the production world on for WWE called Lost and Damaged because they damaged some equipment there.
Yeah,
so I'm sure they're being charged for that.
I'm sure the Whirlpool, it could take a ding or two.
Absolutely.
All right, we move on backstage. The Shield with Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. Very weird to see the Shield just talking backstage. You don't see that too often, but of course, Stephanie and Triple H say, we're going to make tonight's match for the Tag Team Championship a no DQ match, which makes the Shield very happy. We're thinking, hey, there's 3 of them, 2 of the Rhodeses. Easy win, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Not
we'll
so much.
see.
Should be.
It should be, girl. We'll see what happens. We then see the John Cena rehab video, which we talked about earlier. Just a ridiculous, amazing recovery. Yeah. And I think we're excited to actually see him in a couple weeks.
I am. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are going to, the Cena haters are going to be out there like,
but your elbow's fake.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a great return. And fabricated or not, I don't believe that it was fabricated, but just his amazing return from something so major.
This makes me like him so much more.
When you look at that elbow the way it was, you honestly have there's that much. The problem is when there's so much fluid in a joint, an MRI doesn't show everything. Whether it's a knee or an elbow, when there's that much fluid, a doctor doesn't know how much damage is there until he goes in there. Because the MRI a lot of times will be clouded by all the fluid. That's what happened.
Everyone knows wet joints are no good.
Yeah. Well, you need fluidity. You need. I'm gonna continue on. We're not gonna go there. The main event of the evening: Goldust and Cody Rhodes versus the Shield for the Tag Team Championships. This match was pay-per-view all over it.
Yeah.
Goldust in the best shape of his life. Who cares that he's above 40? Doesn't matter. Ambrose, of course, getting involved. They tried to set Cody up. It looks like everything is going bad. Then Goldust comes in with the chair.
They need to get a new photo for Goldust, though, in the pre-matchings, because that was from like a couple years ago. He had a couple extra chins.
Double chin Goldust.
Different makeup.
He's a little tubby.
That was not a Hollywood picture.
Pleasantly plump.
Yeah, and I love his new makeup style. Was it you that was calling it almost Darth Maulish?
It's Gold Darth.
Yeah, it's super cool. I like it because it's kind of where we've got a hybrid between Dustin and Goldust. He's Dustin Rhodes and Goldust makeup almost now. He pulls the once in a while, but it's great. I think this is possibly going to be his best run. I'm really excited for this. He looks so good.
He's amazing, and everyone in this match was fantastic. One of our viewers / listeners at Sun Hoppo talked about how Reigns constantly looks strong in every match, and he did. Everyone in this match, all 5 of them, including Ambrose, who got involved, every one of them had their shining moments and looked so strong. And these guys worked so well together.
Oh man!
I mean, the crowd was on. Now we could say the crowd wasn't exactly on fire all night. But for those final 15 minutes, dude.
Oh, the final couple minutes when Big Show comes down.
Which will, you just gave that away.
Sorry, I'm assuming most people listening have already watched the show, so I think we're okay. Spoiler alert, Big Show comes down at the end.
But so much watch this show so that they can decide whether or not
to watch Raw. Well, then you're doing it the wrong way around, so I don't feel bad.
You want to watch because it was great. I mean, Cody and Rollins are fighting it outside. Rollins sends Cody into the barricade, very dangerous. And then next thing you know, Goldust comes in, takes Reigns and Rollins both out of the ring. Then Reigns spears him through the barricade. What? And then, of course, the Shield is about to pin Cody. Then all of a sudden, who comes down from the audience wearing his Papa jeans? Well, it's the Big Show. Hops over the barricade. WMD to all 3 members of the Shield.
Bye-bye. It's crazy that we just saw this match, and I would pay for the one that we saw tonight.
Yeah.
I would pay to watch that, even though this is the second or however
within only 2 weeks or whatever.
I still think
how long has the Shield had the titles? Do we know? For sure.
We didn't look. It was post. I think the show after WrestleMania.
At least 6 months. I want.
So at least May. I would say.
I did not think the Shield was going to drop the title. I did not. I thought they'd have him for a long time.
Blew my mind.
Everything about it was a surprise. Big Show just knocking out all 3 members of the Shield, and then of course Cody pins Roman Reigns. They are the new tag team champions. Big Show runs up the crowd, runs up to the audience, does the yes chants as Triple H comes out of the ring, just looking none too pleased.
You want to talk about best run of their life?
It's so funny. Everybody wants to do that. Yes, Triple H was doing the yeses earlier. Big Show. Everybody, whenever they can, does the. It's the greatest catchphrase ever. You can literally conduct the audience. It's awesome.
We were doing it.
You cut Dale off.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I do that.
Dale, go.
I was just saying, talking about the best run of their life. I think this is Big Show's like shining moment lately. Just having this amazing run of emoting all this ridiculous crying and being angry, and now just he was a superstar tonight. Like literally to come in like that, the crowd was so hot.
He's a hero.
Him. I mean, it's just been really amazing to watch this journey that Big Show is on lately.
Very heroic. I mean, Mark Henry was going that route before he got hurt, and Big Show just kept it going.
And I think that's, an advantage. We were talking about some of the older guys that are in their 40s. That's one of the things you get with guys when they've been around. They've been around life a lot more. You understand emotions and how to things and how those emotions work, other than when you're a 20-year-old and you're trying to emote and come up with these things.
Well, I think plus when you're in your 20s, you're afraid to make mistakes.
What's that?
I could come up with emotions.
Yeah, but I mean, coming up with emotions and then understanding how they work within a story. I mean, it takes years to do that. And
like, I'm uncomfortable right now. That's an emotion.
Okay.
I was going to suggest that the dude in London doesn't have a chance if you're going to take over.
Sorry, Nick. I tried.
Moving it on Nick's girl.
That's right.
Oh,
sorry, Mike.
Kathy's so tired.
Oh, look at Kathy pulling the movie.
That's a good way to end Raw.
The
Tell you
best
that
one
right
is,
now.
the distance from here to here is the same as it is from here to here, here to here, and then here to here.
What the hell is she talking about?
She's trying to use a line someone used on her over the weekend.
Yeah, is that a bad pickup line that happened to you?
It was an awful pickup line, but it worked somehow.
It was really
on you?
deep,
It worked?
No.
She's too clever.
On someone once. I don't know. Once upon a time.
Fair enough.
But this was definitely.
Be taking notes, Nick.
Yeah.
Be taking notes.
Awful pickup lines work on her.
I love awful pickup lines. They're the best.
To laugh at.
Guys are all over America starting you're going to get so many tweets.
Oh, I tweet awful pickup lines all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Cool.
I've seen some of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, if you also want to give a pickup line to Mama Kay, feel free.
Yes.
She's on Twitter as well.
Oh, yeah.
Even though you never know, Smiley may have moved in on
That's
that.
true.
So
Yikes.
You mean Kathy's new father?
Kathy's new dad,
Papa K.
Papa Smiley.
Hey, Kathy, you're going to be seeing a lot more of me around the house.
Kathy. Kathy,
Clean your room now.
did you clean your room?
Well, guys, I think we could all agree that, wow, Monday Night Raw ended, man. I mean, we have new tag team champions now. I thought that maybe they would make a run at the titles. I did not think, number one, I didn't think they'd win the titles, let alone win them tonight.
Yeah.
I thought they'd win them, but I did not think it was coming right now.
And that puts them now officially as a tag team in the tag division, which the tag division's getting good. I mean, as you said, they're all baby faces, so we need to turn someone heel.
It's very hard.
But
Sandow's out of the tag. I mean, that's what it is Cody Rhodes used to be in the tag division.
Yeah, that's true.
Now.
But I like they were great. The Rhodes Scholars are great, but the Rhodes brothers together I think is awesome. I love it. Yeah, I think it's great.
Absolutely.
How long do you think Goldust will be around? Is it going to be 6 months, you think? Or
I don't see why.
WrestleMania?
I mean, as long as he wants, I think.
I think he needs paint that stays on his face a little bit longer.
That's a good point, Mama Kay.
Hard to find.
He needs to use the what's the other? He uses the grease paint. He needs to use the latex then.
He needs to go to Michael's.
Yeah.
Brother needs to go to Michael's.
Yeah. A brother needs to go to Michael's.
I think according to Chaos, got to go with the Joey Chaos. Got to go with the latex.
That's good. That's good stuff.
The rumor that I heard was through WrestleMania. At least
through WrestleMania, yeah, that would make sense.
I can see this being a great story arc. Right now, everything is fantastic. Eventually, things will go haywire in WrestleMania. I think WrestleMania 30 is shaping up to be pretty awesome. It's going to make up for WrestleMania 29. That's for sure.
Yeah,
I'm getting excited already. It's too early to be excited. For
we need to like figure out our travel plans for WrestleMania.
Yeah. Well,
I've never been to a WrestleMania.
I've never been either. It's in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Oh. You've never been. Neither of you have been.
I've never been to WrestleMania.
I've never been to New Orleans or WrestleMania.
The only pay-per-view I've been to is SummerSlam.
Let's make it. I've been to 11. This will be my 11th.
All right, show
really?
I get it.
That's a long road trip.
Yeah. It is a
long road trip.
I'm in.
I'm down.
I'm in.
Oh, I mean,
I'll wear a vest.
Let's go.
I don't care.
Oh, I won't be. I may not be far driving wise at that point. I may be in
Party on, buddy.
by then.
Exactly. We'll see. Hey, it's now time to put ourselves over. Kathy, go for it.
You can find me on Twitter at Cathy Kelley, and I want to say a special thanks to John Garabedin for sending all the songs, and happy birthday to you.
Hey, all right. Happy birthday, John. Cluminator.
You can catch me at Cluminator. And this Wednesday, you can come out to Huntington Park to the El Papi Pineda Dome, where I will be wrestling one of my rivals, Spectre, for Brian Kendrick's Wrestling Pro Wrestling. So
boom.
Come on out.
Walking Dale.
I am the Walking Dale on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find me on YouTube at Dishing on Movies.
Boom. At Jay Quasto. I had a blast on Access TV's Gotham Comedy Live last week. One of the most fun sets of my life. I will put that online whenever I get the footage. And also go to thethumbwrestler.com. Check out the film I'm working on. Other than that, we'll see you next week. Oh, Mama K.
Mama K.
Okay.
Wow.
Mama K.
You just lost all the points you got. Yeah, she's going to tell you.
Mama K, put yourself over. Go right ahead. Sorry.
I'm on Twitter. I have been on Twitter for a long time, and I know how to use it even, kind of, sort of. And
Follow
it
Mama
is
K.
Kovacs_Liz.
All right. And also watch NXT on AfterBuzz because they're going to be giving away prizes.
It's actually
Thanks, Smiley.
Thursday, we'll be giving one of these away.
All right. So for Mama K, for Ryan Smiley Katz, for Showtime Josh Padgett, for Cathy Kelley, for The Walking Dale, for Ryan Clum, I'm Jonny Loquasto. This has been the Raw After Show. See you next week. Good night, everybody.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.